Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to part 2 of your 2025 forecast for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. We're moving into your birthday season. Happy holidays. Now, so I highly recommend, first of all, just watching part 1, okay? Because that's where I give a lot more details. Now, what I'm going to do for this reading, I'm going to give you some key themes. A lot of it may overlap part 1, but I'm going to tell you a lot of things that I didn't say in part 1. Key themes astrologically that I want you to watch out for, look out for. I'm going to be doing some channeling as well because I have time for that, room for it. And also, I'm going to do a spread, but it's going to be very different. We're going to look at the story being told for the whole year. So I'll walk you through that when we get to that, okay? And then, yes, I have for tier 3 members a second spread. But let's go ahead and get started, Aquarius. You are in the spotlight. I hope you know that, right? First of all, 2025, as you know, is the year of the Great Awakening, the age of wisdom, ascension, but also we're on the brink of the age of Aquarius with Pluto having moved into your sign. Now, Pluto dipped in and out of your sign. You know, the past few years, you saw little bits of what was possible for you. All this empowerment energy, Pluto being power, tons of power there. There's a level of depth that Pluto brings, and you have Pluto in Aquarius for 19 years now. This has got to be big, and you're probably seeing a lot of Aquarians already making headlines. You're going to see them truly take off. So the first thing that I always meditate before every sign, in all my weekly, monthly forecasts, any forecast that I do, and for y'all, the biggest thing that came up was steel. It was like Man of Steel, you know what I mean? Like Superman, like just steel, like not like you're invincible and you have a lot of power. It is going to be one of those years. I also want to let you know that a lot of things are going to change for you. Change is the only constant in this world, and you're going to have a lot of change because Pluto likes to break things down. Okay. Now, Saturn, Neptune moving into new signs, that's going to be a big deal. What 2025 is asking of you is to break some things down to make room for all of these new things that you've been dreaming about, like letting yourself free, letting yourself go, and letting yourself go after the things that are authentically you. And so you're going to be making a lot of big changes. Also, Aquariuses are probably going to make some big sacrifices throughout the year as well for the thing you're following your heart. But you've also are going to go deep on the psychological level, like, I want to be happy. I want this, and I'm going to make that happen. That really is the big picture for you for 2025. Now, if you were born between 1996 to 1998 or 1967 to 1969, you're going through your Saturn return. So that's going to be it's going to be a very significant next few years for you, even your second Saturn return. But every Aquarius is going to go through significant change with Saturn and Neptune. And I'm explain in a second. One of the reasons why 2025 is so bonkers is because all the planets, as I mentioned, changing signs, first time in like 300 years. Saturn, Neptune moving together out of Pisces into Aries, back into Pisces. So you see that there's going to be a little blend of both. And moving out of Pisces, Saturn moving out of Pisces in your second house of income is probably really good. You're going to be thankful because Saturn then moves into Aries. Saturn and Neptune moving together, by the way they're doing now the last time was like 500 BCE. So this year, like I said, you're going to experience the first of things in your life, things that you've never done before. All right. I'm going to be surprised if a lot of y'all having kids, finding true love, getting married, big moments. You've got Jupiter and Gemini for the first 6 months in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, love, romance, children, and family. All right. Creativity as well. Use that energy. I remember when Jupiter moved into Gemini for me. I'm in Aquarius. If you're new to my channel, that was back in May. I had all these huge lucky breaks happen, and that was all things that brought me joy and pleasure. So you're going to feel more of that between February to June, okay? Because Jupiter's retrograde up until February, mid-February. Now, the other thing is there's over 400 aspects this year. When I say 2025 is off the charts, that's a lot. And the majority of them are going to be new aspects or once a year aspects. It's going to be quite a dynamic year. And all the aspects are actually, all the signs that are changing, they are aspecting each other. So what's happening here? Nobody on this planet, dead or alive, has experienced what we're about to experience through 2025. Also, with Pluto moving into your sign the first time in 250 years, Saturn sextiling it, Neptune sextiling it, all these wonderful aspects with Pluto in your sign throughout the year. Those sextiles, like it's been hundreds of, like, I can't even begin to tell you. Like, again, it's a huge year, but you're gonna see your life completely changed. Letting I would just highly suggest, is that what I said? Okay. Letting go of anything that you intuitively know is time. Okay. You're definitely going to be going deep this year, but it's to find that empowerment with you to become the leaders. You know, you are leading the brigade as we move into this new era with Pluto in your sign. Okay. And so that means letting go of systems and structures that may have worked for you for, a few years, maybe even decades, maybe your entire life. That you will know when you are in touch with your intuition, when you feel your heart swell, you will know what has to let go in order for you to move forward. Now, January, happy birthday, January to March, just know there's retrogrades, there's things happening here. There's got to be some things you're going back to that really work with your self-worth, self-confidence, even money matters may be a big highlight for you for the first half. And then I want you to pay attention to April. Okay. Not only is March a big month because we have eclipses that month, there's got to be something here really deeply profound for you because you've got an eclipse in Virgo. Okay. And Aries as well. So there's just transformation is pretty much your theme, but transformation of steel for the entire year. All right. March also, really pay attention to March. Not only is it eclipse season, I would say between March 10th to the end of the month, we've got North Node, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, all at late degrees. Basically, this 2-ish week long conjunction. Hello. And then the sun will conjunct Saturn. That only happens once a year, all in Pisces in your second house of money, income, salary. Now, if you're not here for money, remember, it's like possessions, it's things like in your world, right? It's change that's happening there, and it's also self-worth and self-value. So things that you value, the value you bring to things. Again, not going to go too much into this. I talk about this in your month, in your first one. So again, I just want to emphasize that. Now, Saturn, Neptune going in and out of Pisces into Aries. The biggest overlap is end of May to September. So remember what I said, spring, summer, fall, big. Okay, big moments of change. When these planets move into Aries, that's putting you on this bigger platform. All right. That is your third house of communication. Your creative juices are going to be flowing. This is Neptune there as well. Imagination, media, film, beauty, dance, all of that. It's just so heightened, that creative energy that you're going to feel throughout the summer. And when these planets overlap, that's really everything moving into Aries, Saturn, Neptune moving into Aries. That is just, you are on the brink of becoming this big leader. It's the third house of communication. So being on this bigger platform, like think about like a megaphone. You won't even need one, right? Everyone's going to be listening to you. You have Pluto on your side. You're leading the brigade. Now, marketing, advertising, writing projects, learning new things, all of that's going to be on the table too over the summer. Okay. So just keep that in mind. I do want you to know that around May 17th, you can write May 17th in your calendar when we have the sun conjunct Uranus, a once-a-year aspect. Uranus is still in Taurus at this point. So remember, you had Uranus in Taurus since 2018. A lot of y'all moved. A lot of y'all moved twice. I'm an Aquarius. Listen, I moved twice. That's our fourth house of home, family. I have another, possible move coming up. So a lot of changes happen on the home front for you. Significant other, parents, children, all of that on the table. May 17th, the sun conjuncting Uranus. Okay. This is your big breakthrough. This is also sudden change and unexpected moments happening around this time. But I like this. It's almost like you're freeing yourself from something, right? Really great. Okay. Now, Neptune. Between March and October, Neptune is going to sextile Pluto in your sign. Saturn's going to sextile Pluto. Saturn sextiling Pluto is really psychological. It is in your third house of communication. Keep that in mind. Siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, and even travel. You'll be doing some short distance travel during the summer. All right. But there is this sense of the fact that Uranus is at play here as well. Uranus sextiling Pluto. When Uranus moves into Gemini in July, that's huge. That's your fifth house of love, pleasure, romance. I mean, everything I mentioned earlier, children, creativity, procreation. This is insane. Uranus, your ruling planet, sextiling Pluto in your sign. There's going to be this outside the box. Again, you're going to be seeing things in new ways that you've never seen. Your life is going to change in ways you couldn't even imagine. I would also pay attention to June is, we do have those Jupiter Saturn squares, but what makes it different from what we've been experiencing is that it's Jupiter square Saturn and Neptune. All right. They're both in Aries at this time. So going to be a very different feel. There's going to be a way that you communicate. There's something is really asking you to communicate, and even be the leader in communicating things around maybe even, work in your work environment, maybe in health matters. You have Jupiter moving into Cancer in June for an entire year in your sixth house of health and wellness and fitness, everyday activities. I mean, this is going to be, so remember, Jupiter is luck. It's good fortune. And again, work is a big part of this. So, I do want to bring one day up for you that may be a little bit challenging. It's going to be in August, that full moon that we have in August. I know that the one that you had this year in August was a little, this is another one where it's in your sign. And so it's a big one because Mars will be opposite Saturn and Neptune at that time too. There are so many great things happening in August though. So again, just keep August on your radar. And I really love September. So there's something here that's going to be special. And again, consider it all month. When Jupiter trines the North Node, which is moved to Pisces, there's something here with money for you in September. Really, really, really big. And in the latter half of 2025 is really for you. That's when career, whole other level, fame, a whole other level. Like once we move into Scorpio season, you'll see. All right. So again, I talk a lot more about this in your first reading. So those are just kind of like the key highlights. You're going to have a lot of work energy throughout the entire year. You're going to have some big moments and partnerships starting in April. Like late April, you're going to hit the ground running. Partnerships, relationships, one-on-one connections. And then remember, the nodes are in the two money houses of the zodiac wheel. So money's going to be a big emphasis for you throughout this year. So Aquarius, team Aquarius, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on for you. All right. For 2025, again, this is going to be a little different. I'm pulling a card for every month, and some cards may overlap, the ones that I pulled in your first forecast, but this is more about the story that it tells. Okay. All right. Aquarius, y'all are amazing. Okay. This truly is your year, and happy New Year, happy birthday. You're just going to have an unbelievable year. It is one of those things where words can't even describe what you're about to experience with all these wonderful sextiles, with all these outer planets changing signs, with your birthday season. I mean, things are kicking off right at your birthday season. All right, so let's see. Let's start here. Oh, wow. So January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah. And then, oh, gosh. Let me move this. Are you seeing? Let me look at I don't even looked at the camera. You can see all that, right? Let me move some of that out of the way. Okay. All right. So we've got the first 6 months. Now, second 6 months. Oh, that's weird. That came up upside down. Wow. Okay. We'll look at this both as in reversed and forward face, like upright, because there's two different messages coming through anyway. So you're good. These eclipses, pay attention. Things are going to change. Remember what I said from the get-go. There's going to be some things you're going to have to let go. Some things may happen in your life where you are not happy with it, where it's circumstances that is just like, what is going on? But they're all leading into some new direction for you, okay? Remember, eclipse months are March and September. January, February, March, July, August, September. You have the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. Pay attention to these eclipses. All right. So I'm going to clarify some things, but looking at the big picture here, like I said, your birthday season, the fact that you got the sun's going to be in Aquarius in January. You can have anything you want. You're going to see things changing. You're even going to go through these moments of regeneration, rebirth, like all of that, emerging as this new Aquarius 2.0. And then how funny, in February, Aquarius season still, you have the star attributed to Aquarius. Take advantage of the first few months. Get wheels in motion. Everything's aligning for you. This is a lot of optimism here. A lot of optimism, a lot of strength, a lot of high frequency energy. This is opportunities being handed to you. All right. Everything growing for you. Everything in your garden here. This is your inner wisdom. This is feeling free. You're going to have an amazing birthday season. Now, let's clarify the Three of Swords here. But that is March. We do have, I mean, the eclipses are the main thing, right? We do have that new moon, solar eclipse in Aries. I think it's going to be really special for you. That's going to be about, the end of March. And then we do have that lunar eclipse in Virgo. So we kick off the Virgo Pisces eclipses around this time as well. Oh, I see. That's in your eighth house. Yeah. 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 So that's transformation, death and rebirth. So there is something here where you're going to have to work with that energy. But look at what's happening here. I mean, okay, so I'm going to clarify that. Yeah, you got to let something go. We got the King of Wands. All right, so Nine of Wands, King of Wands with that Three of Swords. It does look like there is something here with, it may even just involve a friend or, maybe even a relationship. That's coming up for me, but you have that King of Wands. So look at what's possible if you can do that emotional healing and let things go and not overanalyze things, not do things where it's just like, oh, but also hang in there if you feel really emotionally impacted. Look at what awaits for you, that King of Wands, and then you can move forward with that Three of Wands. All right. So that's in April, by the way. You got that Ten of Swords, clarifying, Hanged Man. Great. Do the shift. I've talked about this. There's a big difference between the physical mind and the higher mind. Shift more toward the higher mind. All right. That's going to bring you that joy, that blessing. Like everything is great. And career feels really strong, by the way, the first 6 months. But even still, that you got the Hanged Man. It's been showing up at a lot of people's readings. This is a year that I said is all about ascension, consciousness, surrender, sacrifice. There's got to be things happening in your world, in this world, where you're going to have to adapt and make changes. It starts when you get spiritual. All right. So when you trust your intuition, I love that. Hangman energy moving into this warm, the very warm and kind Six of Cups, generosity, sharing. I mean, feeling protected, like things are really good. And then July, you got the Hermit. Very interesting, okay? Because another, that's a Virgo card. The Hermit is Virgo. All right. So remember, I said 2025 is a year of 9, fulfillment, completion, but not completely yet. Remember, it's getting ready, preparing for 10, which is wholeness. It's the whole new cycle that's about to happen in your life, right? So, and 2026 is year 10. Remember, that's the year. I love that. Really, it's this introspective, going within, becoming wiser with everything that you've accomplished at this point, really having this moment of where do I go next? You're only going to know when you trust your intuition. You have this really feel-good energy up here, by the way. There's things that, and it doesn't matter where you're putting that energy, right? There's this protection that I'm feeling, this, even remember Pluto's in your sign too, the power too. So use that. This is going to be a time where you're being tested, especially in the third month in March with the eclipses. Your inner courage, your, confidence, that's all going to be tested, being your authentic self and really rising above. Look at what's possible here. I love it. All right. So love the fact that you got the King of Cups. Let's look at this Five of Cups energy for September, which is eclipse month. You got the Knight of Wands. All right. So very interesting. There's going to be some changes in September. Things, and you know what? Actually, it just may be career. Look at what's happening here. It may be career. A lot of you are going to be making really big career changes. I wouldn't be surprised if it's starting right away. But I also wouldn't be surprised if you have a second round and it can just be ascending, or if you're launching your own business, there's still going to be changes that you're going to be experiencing. I love that Knight of Wands that's coming through. All right. That's like you're on a mission. You're unstoppable. You're going after your passions. You're really into this transformation that's happening in your life. So I love the fact you got that Knight of Swords too. So yeah, Five of Cups is just saying something may happen around this time that you may find like disappointing or you didn't expect with the eclipses. Remember, Eclipses are game changers. They bring the unexpected, but they speed up your timeline. So remember, these eclipses just keep an eye out. They're opening things up for you. This one with a Two of Wands, interesting. Those are two Aries cards, by the way. Saturn's moved into Aries at this point. It's just like, again, I want you to connect with other people. It seems like you're going to, yeah, that Nine of Pentacles. It just seems like you're on this mission. You're re-strategizing at this point. You got these two knights which is all about action. You got the World. Your life is changing big time this entire year. You see, you have an opportunity to make this other big change in your life. And I feel like you're going to feel very accomplished. You're also going to feel like, whoa, what just happened when we get to December? You're like, what just happened? What just happened? Who am I? Who am I? You're not going to be who you were when you started, the beginning of 2025, when you get to the end with the World. That's really amazing. Okay. Okay, let's see what else. It just seems, again, you just kind of want to use this as like a heat map. March and September, the two eclipses, are going to be the most challenging months for you, but you can rise above, right? With these two wands. Wands are all about, they're invigorating, their passions, their ambition. It's a lot of creative energy, right? Work energy. Remember, y'all having a lot of work stuff happen. But again, a lot of it may be around this time where you feel the peak of it. Speaking of peak, I want to take a little peek real quick at the World in December. Okay. Oh, you got the Tower. Wow. In December, yeah, let me do one more. This is okay. This is getting, cook it. This is getting cook it. We're okay. You're at the end of the major arcana. You got the Tower. All right. I feel like it's you. Queen of Cups. Yeah. So again, now you see March, September, and even December, there's going to be big change. You got the World, the Tower, and the Queen of Cups. You got the pair here. You have the King and the Queen of Cups. I like that timeline here from August to December. It's staying above, on top of your emotions, but also just loving yourself, because you're going to want to be reaching out to others, supporting others, helping others, leading the way. Yeah. You're going to have a Tower moment in December, but it comes with the World and the Queen of Cups. So it just feels like it's the best thing for you. And what's really interesting is that Mars, which is attributed to the Tower, will be in Sagittarius by the time we get to December. Let me just double check that. There's so many calendars because there's so many aspects. Let me just make sure. Mars will be in Sagittarius. And so I really like that. Okay. So that is Sagittarius rules your 11th house of your future, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. It seems like there's something that's going to happen here. It may be in a dramatic way. All right. For something new that brings you to this. It's transcendent with that Queen of Cups there. Yeah. And maybe something with work, by the way. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That's, again, you're going to feel a lot here. I love that Knight of Swords too. But what else is happening? And remember, December is, like I said, your part one, the most challenging month. It has a lot of squares. You could be feeling a little bit of a squeeze, and there could be something that just, right around that time. We also have Mars square Saturn, that may be really big. Mars in Sagittarius at that time squaring Saturn, which has moved back into Pisces. So you see there's something here with friendships or a group or community that it's moving forward in a way where you are feeling good. Okay. That Tower moment happens for you. Thanks so much. We are going to, so that's your year. Okay. That's your year. Just pay attention to January and February. Oh my goodness. The sun and the star. And then I like this. Everything just feels good for you right here because you've had this transcendent moment of feeling alive that's coming through, but it's very spiritual here, even moving into July. Very spiritual. Even the King of Cups, he's the most intuitive king. Okay. Very spiritual. You're on this spiritual quest too. I feel like you're going to really, really know who you were meant to be by the time we get to July. And it's got to be that going within, going deep, where wow, you're going to discover parts of you that you knew were there, but you're going to let them come out now. So you're amazing. You're good. You're great. I love all this. The sun, the star, the hanging man, the world, even the tower. But again, the tower is going to be one of those cards that comes up a lot, and it has. And it's throughout 2025 because of some of these aspects that are so new. Remember, some structures have to for you to rise above. Yeah. All right. So second spread, we're going to do inspired actions. We're going to do also things that you can expect. And I will pull a card for every month. Okay. And so, yeah. And so this is for tier 3 members. Thanks so much. You know where to find the link in the description box. Anyway, in the members section. So, yeah, Aquarius, Team Aquarius. I'm excited. Oh, I went really long with y'all. Just know there's so much that's possible, and you're going to realize you're going to have those moments throughout 2025. Be you. And take advantage of Pluto in your sign, especially with Pluto having major, never before seen aspects the entire year in your sign. Buckle up. Your life is about to change, and things are happening right away. All right. Thanks so much, Aquarius. If you like this reading, it would be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Team Aquarius. When's your birthday? Let's talk about that. We talk about that? Let's talk. All right. Anyway, let me know. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.